Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers, and I just left and escaped real quick. I'm actually doing some training and some classes for this Keller Williams, and I wanted to sneak off, go to the roof real quick, make a quick video on how home buyers right now, or potential home buyers, are absolutely stuck in the housing market and why apparently Wall Street is happy about that. So we're going to review an article from Market Watch. We'll go over all of that type of stuff, but I want to take you guys to the roof of where I'm at to show you guys an amazing view of Houston. I absolutely love this view. So obviously, I wanted to do a video. And guys, remember, I'm just a normal person, even though I am a realtor, loan officer, and instructor in real estate in Texas. And if you guys can, for all of the effort, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, shoot me a comment below, and share my videos. I hope I don't get stuck in this elevator. Now, as this elevator is going up, I gotta tell you guys, it's been feeling pretty lonely out here, basically warning people about the housing market crash. Because on one hand, when I leave my house, you guys, and I go, out into the world and I talk to my peers, pretty much everyone is saying, Travis, start selling real estate, make more money, you're leaving money on the table, it's time to sell. So I have my peers basically begging me to sell real estate, to increase my income probably by $250,000 a year. And also because the market rebounded this year, I have a lot of comments now where, there's disgruntled renters that are basically distraught, telling me that I'm wrong, home values are only gonna go up, I'm just trying to get views. And you guys, that's so backwards to me, because the reality is I can make so much more money if I just joined and hopped on the bandwagon of just buy now, home values will only go up. So I hope you guys respect what I'm attempting to do. I got wrapped up in this back in 2009. It led to a foreclosure, repo, and bankruptcy. And I don't want that to happen to people. That ruined my life for about 9 years, struggled with depression, I lost hope, took me forever to get my credit back up, a lot of things. What do you guys think of the view? Didn't I tell you this view is amazing? I mean, I love this view. You guys see why I snuck off? Look at this. Man, I love this view so much. Anyways, guys, we're gonna read a Market Watch article that was published by Shiana Mishkin on August 1st of 2023. The name of this article is Home Buyers Feel Stuck, So Why Does Wall Street Love This Housing Market? And basically, it's gonna go into the fact that Wall Street right now is dumping a tremendous amount of money on new home builder stocks. Now, it appears that new home builders are doing well right now, and I'm trying to explain to people, one of the reasons why they are doing well right now, and it appears that way, is the unbelievable buying incentives right now. And also on top of those buying incentives, new home builders, specifically the NAR in Texas, has started cutting their prices once again. And again, we're not even done with summer yet. So that momentum of toxic home buying has come to an end. And we see that when we review the week over week updates of the rolling 4-week average of median sales price. Reviewing that data really allows us to stay on top of the housing market. And if you've been following my channel, by studying that data, it's literally allowed us to be months ahead of the media. And don't worry, guys, this will be linked in my description. Investors and economists are finding lots to love about the housing market these days, but house hunters themselves, not so much. Fresh data and commentaries over the past several weeks has drummed up renewed enthusiasm for the housing market after a sluggish winter. Investors have been buying up the stocks of companies that build houses, driving shares to new highs in July. Wall Street might be excited about the housing market, but such enthusiasm hasn't carried over to Main Street. Nearly 4 in 5 respondents to Fannie Mae's June survey gauging housing market sentiment said it was a bad time to buy a house, a level it has hovered around all year. There are plenty of explanations for buyers' low moods. Recent data suggests options remain limited due in part to the rapid rise of mortgage rates last year that has kept some homeowners in place, that has cut down the choices for house hunters and reduced existing home sales while keeping home prices relatively firm. Add recent mortgage rate movements, which have closed in on 7%, and the decision to buy a home has likely become a harder choice than what it was earlier in the pandemic. And what's interesting, guys, is a lot of the bulls really weigh everything on the law of supply and demand, but the reality is the laws of supply and demand do not always work. And one of the things that can affect the laws of supply and demand is misinformation. Misinformation that leads to the fear of missing out. In Dallas, house hunters worry they'll regret their decision, says RE/MAX agent Todd. Whether they buy or not, thinking of pulling the trigger, if I buy now, what if the home loses $50,000 in equity in the next 6 months? I think that's a good question for buyers to ask themselves, to be honest with you. But then on the other hand, what if prices go up another 2 and 3%? That's a lot of money. And if we look at the chart here, you guys, this is the purchase index chart, basically weekly applications for loans to buy a home. This has fallen, okay? This has fallen. You guys can see this is extremely low. That obviously means that there's less people that want to buy right now. Adding to the buyer's problems, anxiety about finding the right house. There's not much inventory, and they're afraid that there may never be a home that pops up in the area that they want to buy. Again, the entire system, all of the media essentially is trying to convince you to buy a house. And I understand how powerful that is, because again, how I started this video is I'm myself feeling that pressure. Society is telling me, Travis, who cares about other people? You need to go sell houses and make yourself a whole bunch of money because it's their decision to buy, not yours. So society does not want me to caution people. I could tell you that right now. The dynamics weighing down on buyers are the same energizing investors. A divergence in sales trends between previously owned homes and new homes, with the former down significantly from the year prior in June and the latter up more than 20% in the latest signs that buyers are seeking out newly constructed homes. And it's no surprise, new homes have basically etched out an entire section of their own of the housing market, basically offering interest rates that are 2 or 3% lower than what's the average right now. So new home builders, again, the incentives right now new home builders are offering, insane, you guys, insane. And the latest sign that buyers are seeking out newly constructed homes amid the dearth of previously owned homes, indeed. In Dallas, if my buyers can't find anything they like on the pre-owned side, they have no choice but to get new construction. The sustained increase in new construction is a reason why one economist last week called an end to the housing recession, which befell the broader market as rates rose quickly last summer. The recovery hasn't taken place, but the housing recession is over. And that's from Lawrence Yun at the National Association of Realtors. Obviously, the chief economist at the National Association of Realtors is going to continue to be optimistic. Now, builders have also grown more optimistic, with the National Association of Home Builders gauge of industry sentiment in July raising to its highest level in just over a year. Some of the recent positive momentum is consistent with a bottom forming. So in other words, it may appear that the market is continuing to fight the Fed, and then it also may appear that the housing market has hit bottom and the housing market crash has canceled. So do me a favor, you guys, let me know what you think. Comment below. No one has a crystal ball. We all have different reasons to buy, and we all have different opinions. And I'll share with you my opinion. I think new home builders right now are absolutely delusional. I think all we had this season is the last ditch rally, a type of dead cat bounce, and I do not believe these new home builders in reality are very strong. And I see that when we look at the inventory. The months of supply right now with new homes is over 7 months, making it a buyer's market. On top of that, when we look at median sales price for new homes, it's down from the peak in October of 2022, over $60,000 or 16%. So if these new home builders were doing so good, why can't they support home values? I mean, look at the incentives they're offering. We're in spring and summer home buying season. So the fact that they can't support the home values, to me, is a sign it will come crashing down. Now, I understand resale right now, low inventory. The worse and worse that new homes do as far as prices of inventory, eventually that's going to spread over to the resale market. So the price decline for new homes, again, will go into the resale market. In order for normal people, again, in the resale market, to even compete with new home builders, first of all, they can't. They cannot compete with new home builders. But just to try and attempt to compete with them, one thing that they will have to do is lower their prices. That's what I believe is gonna happen. I also believe as a result of all of the overbuilding that's going on right now, that some of these home builders will go bankrupt. I don't know which ones will yet, but if I were to guess, I would say D.R. Horton is probably in the worst shape of all 3 top builders right now. And then I'm looking at that from a debt standpoint and the fact that they have a bunch of commercial real estate projects going on right now. Obviously, commercial real estate is suffering. Now, other than that, you guys, I hope you like this view. I got to get back into work. Someone called me twice already since I've been up here. I can't even take a break for like 15 minutes. It is what it is, you guys, but I really hope you guys got some new value, insight, and perspective. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.